Hello, Internet. This is Ewan Spence and ESC Insight calling. So, did you get your tickets? Coming up, we have a Eurovision legend on stage, our first song title for Rotterdam, and making sense of that logo. Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome to ESC Insight. Junior Eurovision is over and congratulations to Victoria. But now our attention turns to Rotterdam, May, and the Eurovision Song Contest for the grown-ups. Lots to get through to catch up over the last week or so as well. The main one, of course, is tickets went on sale today and tickets sold out today as well. So let's start with the contest as a whole. Let's start with that overview and talk a little bit about tickets, organisation, what to expect, and some of the information that's been published by the official sources. Okay, top level first, and we'll shrink it all the way down. We have a confirmed entry list of 41. Just to keep you up to date on that one, Bulgaria is returning. It's an internal selection, with reports that sponsorship has played a part in securing BNT's return to the contest. Ukraine are also returning. Whatever was going on last year has been resolved, and my script now says put in a winking emoji. There you go. Withdrawing is Hungary. We had the loss of Vidal reported earlier this quarter, and that started the withdrawal talk, and that's now been confirmed. Various mutterings about political attitudes in the contest, but we do not have an official reason from the broadcaster for the withdrawal. Montenegro is also withdrawing due to a mix of modest results and financial issues. We do have the quote there. In terms of artists, well, when I started the script, I had 4. When I finished the script, I had 5. Yay! You already knew that Belgium had Hooverphonic in there, a band with a wide range of styles, last known as Dream Pop. So we'll see what turns up there. Bulgaria, internal selections mentioned before with the artist Victoria. She was in X Factor Bulgaria Season 4. Cyprus has announced that Sandro, which is the stage name for Alessandro Rutplin, who was born in Heisenberg in Germany, took part in The Voice of Germany in Season 8, and New Wave 2019 representing the USA finishing 5th. We also have Spain's Blas Canto, who finished 2nd in their national final for Junior Eurovision in 2004. His band took part in the national final in 2009, lost to Lucia Perez in 2011. Debut album for him came out last year, and he says he has his song, but he's still to present it to TVE. And as I finish the script off here, Austria decided to announce Vincent Bueno will be singing the song Alive at Eurovision 2020. There you go. We've got our first song title. 5 artists, 1 song. There we go. The song is going to be released during 2020, and not quite sure what to expect here. Vincent is a winner of Musical, the show, from about 10 years ago on ORF. He's does tenor, there's touch vibrato going on in there. He does beatboxing, he's down as R&B. So who knows what is going to turn up from Vincent, from Blas, from Sandro, from Victoria, or from Hooverphonic. That's why this point of the year is so much fun, so much music to explore and to experience, and just go, there you go, listen to that. It's not following genre, not following a recommendation list. It's just a pure slice of people like this. They're doing their best. Okay, let's bring our focus in a little bit more into the Netherlands and Rotterdam, which of course 2 semi-finals in the 12th and the 14th of May and 16th for the grand final. Hotel prices still high, as we've always said. Wait a little bit, there'll probably be cancellations come March. First wave of tickets are now sold. That means that there's going to be lots of touts going out there. There's got some good sites going to say, we can get you a ticket if you give us €4,000. We'll just point out that the official ticket seller is Paylogic. So if you're not there and they're offering you tickets, it's not an official ticket unless you are at Ticket Swap. Ticket Swap will be this year's official reseller. It's a Dutch-based company, and they have a little thing that says you can do a markup on the tickets to sell them on again, but only a maximum of 20% of the face value of the ticket. So there ain't going to be any price gouging. This is a way for fans to exchange tickets with a little bit of an overhead for time and effort and such like. The advantage, of course, is Ticket Swap are able to officially change the name that is associated with the ticket in Paylogic's setup. So there you go. If you're going to buy a secondary ticket, that's where you buy. Those of you looking for primary tickets, there will be second wave and a third wave of tickets going on sale in 2020, presumably once the camera positions are sorted out. Finally, if you're with an OGAE club, they would have allocated all their ticket packages as well. There may still be returns and such like. Speak to your club ticket coordinator for details. So we do have a logo. This is it here. And very circular it looks too. Right, okay, I've got this. Step 1, take a spreadsheet of the debut years of this year's 41 countries. Step 2, split up the flags into Tetris-like blocks of the unified colours. Step 3, throw them into a polar coordinate representation derived pie chart from your spreadsheet. That's how you make a logo. Paging Alexander Rybak. As well as the logo, we also have the announcement of our hosts. Chantal Janssen, a musical actress, TV host since 2008, and she's done Holland's Got Talent and The Voice, is number 1. Number 2 is Cilla Rumley, who's took part in Eurovision in 1998 as part of Hemlin Ardra, which finished 4th. Eurovision 2007, On Top of the World, which was a semi-final song. And third, we have Jan Smit, who is the colour commentator for Eurovision on Dutch television, alongside play-by-play reports from Cornel Maas. He's also a member of the Toppers and Clubber. So again, names that we are pretty much well known for two of them in terms of the wider Eurovision circle, and names for Dutch television very well known as well. But yes, we are back to a 3-host configuration. We know what the stage looks like. It looks like this. That joke will never get old. Once more, Florian Rieder has created the stage. Here the focus is on unconventional minimalists and modes. It connects ideas of sky, sea and land, much like Rotterdam, and the floor plan is inspired by the canals and bridges of the Netherlands. It's a rectangular space for the artists to stand on. There's an LED screen behind them, and there's a catwalk out to a satellite stage. Other than that, let's see how it looks down a camera lens. The CGI looks fantastic, but nobody looks at CGI when they're voting at home in May. They're looking at the picture on their TV. That's where the magic is going to happen. Finally, in terms of the organisation of the contest, worth noting that NOS, NPO, Tross, the full team of everything, have secured the full budget now. They've got a top-up of 12.4 million euros allocated by the government from its media reserve for special broadcasting projects. And if this isn't a special broadcasting project, I don't know what wouldn't be. That gives us a total budget coarsely of 26.5 million, 4.5 million coming from the broadcaster, the 12.4 million coming from government funds, and a further 9.6 million split between ticket sales and EBU contributions, which of course includes the delegation fee as well. As mentioned earlier, we just finished Junior Eurovision, and congratulations to Victoria, winning for Poland on home soil with her song Superhero. Second place in the jury behind Kazakhstan, which won the jury vote, and a huge landslide in the online vote ahead of Spain. In terms of hosting for 2020, Junior doesn't have the winner hosts, but there's kind of winner gets first bite of the cherry in the bidding process. So it is kind of up in the air. Poland's TVP has expressed an interest, as has Kazakhstan. The former needs a bit more backing from TBP. Of course, the EBU are going to go, do we want to host in Poland again? So that's a bit issue. In terms of Kazakhstan hosting, EBU said that full members can host song contests, and Kaber Broadcasting is an associate member, and that's not enough. In terms of articles about Junior Eurovision, our final podcast from Gliwice, there's previously in our feed that goes over all the songs and details from on the ground. Over on the site, escinsight.com, we've got lessons from Junior Eurovision, what can be applied to the adult contest. Close the first rehearsals. And over on ESC Plus, Ben Robertson is debating with Belen Garcia on the future directions of the Junior Eurovision Song Contest. Right, on to the grown-ups and some scores on the doors. Actually, there aren't actual scores. I mean, Georgia and Georgian Idol, Nexstar in Israel, and Malta's X Factor, and Slovenia's EMA Fries for newcomers are going ahead, but they're very early days. So we're just going to hold off on doing the full breakdown until we get closer to the actual national final process near the end of the long runs of programmes from there. In terms of internal selections from our previous news podcast, which is about a month ago now because we had Junior in the way, Victoria for Bulgaria, Sandro for Cyprus, and Vincent for Austria are in the mix as well. Individual country news now in the roughly alphabetical order. We'll start with Albania. Festival of Kenyas will be going ahead next week. There was some consideration and discussion about delaying the music festival into January because of the earthquakes in Albania, but the word has come down. We are going to go ahead. All 20 entries for the 58th edition of the show are available on YouTube for you to listen through. Australia, continuing a nice measured rollout of the national final acts. Now we have 6 out of the 10. We now have Vanessa Amorosi, Casey Donovan, Mitch Tambo, Iota, Didiri and Montagna. And for those of you who want to listen to a bit more about the artists and the background, because we don't have their songs out yet, but we do, of course, have their back catalogue. So ESC Insight team has put together some Spotify playlists of the acts that are appearing in national finals across the continent and beyond, with their big hits and their deep cuts and everything. We'll have the links for those back at the ESC Insight website. So we have one for Australia, we have one for Estonia, we have one for Sweden, and we also have the artists who have declared that they will be going to Eurovision. So there's the people who are definitely in Rotterdam playlist going on there as well. All links back at escinsight.com. Cyprus. Now, we do have the name for Cyprus, but we don't yet have a song. There are 120 that have been submitted to the broadcaster. Chances are it's going to be an internal selection. No date yet in terms of the reveal of the song. Czech Republic has switched away from a televised national final, and it will return to the online process it's been used for the previous years. The acts that will be involved in that vote are going to be revealed on January the 6th. The songs will be open on January the 13th, at which point the voting will also open as well, and voting will stay open until the 26th of January. Estonia, 24 songs and performances have been published online. Spotify playlist, as already mentioned, both of their previous hits, and we're putting together, when they show up on Spotify, the songs that they will be singing as well, but you'll all find them at the main SDLL website as well. Finland, Wiley have confirmed 6 acts have been selected for UMK 2020 out of 426 submissions. Artist reveal will be on January the 21st. One-shot national final on March 7th in the Mediapolis studio at Tampere. Over in France, it's still not clear if there's going to be an internal selection or if they're going to go back to a televised selection. Destination Eurovision was on, then it was off. Now we're not quite sure. We will let you know when we know as well. Germany are changing the focus on their song selection. They're going to be looking at getting the song first, then finding suitable artists. They've got between 20 and 50 songs under consideration, and a mix of artists who are going to be performing those as well. This could be internal. This could decide to go televised, much like France. We await news and we'll let you know. Norway, of course, it's the big anniversary for MGP, so it's doing all the semi-finals as well. And also, they're not going to be having the grand final in Oslo, but it's going to be in Trondheim Spectrum Arena, taking place on February the 15th. Romania, much like some others in this news, are still working out if they're going to do an internal selection or televised selection or whatever. Again, keep an eye on that one. Quick note from the HOD in Russia, Channel 1 will be using an internal selection for the Russian entry this year. Sweden, Melody Festival and artists have been announced. See Spotify playlist. Of note, we have Felix Sandboy Salmon doing a return, and a few other artists as well. The Mamas, who were backing singers last year, and Robin Bankson from 2017 are taking place in the first semi-final at Melody Festival. And Anna Bergendahl, Eurovision 2010, is in semi-final 2. Maddie Yates in semi-final 3. Nana Gronval, who's at Eurovision in 96. And Victor Krohn, who sung for Estonia last year, in semi-final 4. They're listed, I think, in alpha order, so we don't know who's first, who's last, and closing and everything at the moment. And finally, in terms of country news, Switzerland, they will be using an internal selection this year. It's due to be announced at some point in March. 515 songs submitted, a 100-strong audience panel, and a 20-member international jury will decide the artist and the song. That's the same procedure as they used for the 2019 song. Okay, coming up on ESC Insight, we'll be keeping our Festival of Kenya, so we will have a news report between Christmas and New Year, picking up both on the results of Albania's entry into the Eurovision Song Contest and the rest of the news that pops up over the next week or so. We're working on editorial articles, so they may or may not pop up as we go through, and we will probably have our end of year, what's our song and track of the year from our writers and the Friends of the Parish. Speaking of Friends of the Parish, over at Second Cherry, we have a winner from the podcasts from Monty and Matt as they look at the songs that didn't quite make it through to the grand final in 2019. There is a winner announced at an awards ceremony in London. Head over to secondcherry.vision to read about the awards ceremony, listen to the final podcast that lets you know who the winner is, or listen to the entire archive there. No spoilers coming over from here. Go away and enjoy a little bit more audio. Right then, break out your diaries. Let's have a look at what's coming up. So, 15th of December, that's this weekend, Amsterdam Ziggo Dome for the Big Song Festival. A whole bundle of Eurovision stars in a Christmas concert. Tickets, I think there are still some left there if you want to nip over. Festival of Kenya's semi-finals on the 19th and 20th of December, with the grand final on the 22nd of December. Now, that will give us a winner, a name and a song, and it's very likely that's what will go to the Eurovision Song Contest. There may be a remix. They may have a studio version ready. They may only have the orchestral version. It may be 4 minutes, 5 seconds long. They may be trimming down. So we'll have a song, but it may not necessarily be in the final form. 6th of January, we have the announcement of the Czech artists. We also have the Sanremo artists coming out there as well. You remember this year, before they start Sanremo, they have to say to RAI whether they will perform at Eurovision or not. So when Sanremo ends, we should know if the winner is going to go or not. 11th of January, Norway's first semi-final for NGP takes place, and then their weekly after that. Czech song reveal on the 3rd of January. The voting opens and closing on the 26th, as already mentioned. And we might as well flag up the first heat of Melody Festival and starts on the 1st of February. Later on in the year, 4th of April for Eurovision concert in AFAS Live Amsterdam. 2nd and 11th of April will be the pre-party ES over in Madrid at La Riviera. Tickets are going to be on sale soon. London Eurovision Party is confirmed is going ahead, but we don't have dates on that. Again, keep an eye on the usual places, Twitter and Facebook on the socials for all of that, and we will put links to all of those events and their homepages back in our website, so you can keep an eye on it yourself, escinsight.com. Right then, I'm Ewan Spence. Thanks very much for listening. It is beginning to feel a lot like Eurovision Christmas. That means Festival of Kenya is coming up. Our songs starting to go through, our names are starting to come through, and it's it's been on season since September the 1st, but now we get into the starting box. Now we wait for the gun. Now we get ready to start pushing through until we get all our songs in March, and then through the rehearsals and into May and into the Eurovision Song Contest 2020. Join us, myself and the whole team at ESC Insight, for the entire journey. Share, like, link, love, do all of that. We'll keep doing the podcast and we'll keep playing the guitars. The ESC Insight News podcast was hosted by Ewan Spence, written by Ewan Spence and Charlene Wright. www.escinsight.com.